Hi guys, Adam here. So in this video, we're going to go over two things. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about knowing our data set, but then right after that, we're going to create a team selector where we can select a team. We're going to assign players to teams, and we'll be able to select a team, which will then filter down the list of players, and we'll be able to select only the players on that team, and we'll have our data accommodate for team averages that are only for the team that the player is on, which does not exist right now because we don't have teams. And that's really quick and easy. First, I want to talk about knowing your data. So if I scroll down, this is Popeye, okay, Popeye the Sailor, and this is duration over time. And he's out. That's what that red circle indicates on this day. Yet he still has a duration of 57. So there might be something going on here. And this is speaking to the importance of understanding what your data set is and how to accommodate for it. So I'm going to go into my daily monitoring sheet. And when I go here, I'm just going to filter this list down to people that are out. Now, all these people were out at some point, and they have a duration in here. They don't have a participation in training. It says they did not participate, and they don't have an RPE, or they have 0 RPE. So why might this be? Well, if let's say that a team has a practice, and you're filling out injury statuses, and they're not filling out RPEs, and you're filling out participation statuses, you might just copy and paste the duration for all the players just to make it quick and easy. And that happens sometimes, and in this case, this is an inaccurate representation of the player's durations. So one way that we can accommodate for this, well, one is we could delete the durations for all the people that are out, which is easy. But if you want to do something else, let's say you had a large data set with a lot of this stuff and you need to accommodate for it, or you're in a different scenario, we're going to create another column here. And I'm going to call it duration refined. Now, all I'm going to tell Excel to do is I'm going to say, if for whatever reason someone's out, then I don't want the duration. But if they're not out, then I do. And the reason why I sometimes like having fields like this is because even if today we remove all these durations, that's not going to necessarily prevent it from happening again. So I like to have a field that accommodates for potential human error, and then we can relay that field that's automatically updating for the potential error and display it so that we're not misrepresenting information. So the way that I'm going to do this, I'm going to say equals if injury status equals quote OUT, injury status is out, comma, then I'm going to say blank or quote, or you could say 0, whatever you want. And then comma, if that's not true, so if someone is not out, then I want their duration. Close the parentheses, enter. Now I'm going to do what I always do, and if I go into cell, I'm going to say if error. So if there's an error with anything going on here, comma, let's make it blank. And you see nothing here. That's because you're supposed to see nothing here. That's what I told it to do. All these people are out. Now if we clear this filter and we have people that are full or limited, now we get durations for those people. So that makes sense. And now let's see how we can quickly apply this new equation to replace our duration equation in all of our data visualizations. So here we are, back at our data viz. And now let's go down here, okay, where we were before. Now Popeye the Sailor, he's out. The duration still says 57. Now why is that? Well, let's right click on this chart. Let's go to select data, see where it's coming from. All right, it's coming from here. And although we created a duration refined field, that doesn't mean that our data is now, or our visualizations are now looking at that field. They're still looking at the duration field, which is inaccurate in our eyes. And luckily, we can make a switch really quickly and make everything work really well. So one thing that I want to point towards first before we do this is let's just go to this duration variable. And this duration is right. 36 is right because he was full, and we're looking at the data for today, which is right here. But in the formula, notice duration is in square brackets, okay? This is important And this is how tables work when you do formulae. So the reason why I point that out is because if I replace everything with duration refined, for example, then this is going to change and other text that says duration is going to change. I may not want that. I just want the duration in my calculated fields to be duration refined, or look at the duration defined variable. And I can do that really quickly. I'm going to go to replace, and it's asking me find what. I'm going to do square, open square bracket, type in duration, close the square bracket. I'm going to do open square bracket, duration refined, which is the name of my new variable. Okay. And that's what I'm going to replace. But I'm not just going to do replace now. Let's go to options. Usually it's on sheet. I'm picking the workbook. So everything in my reference, everything in this sheet, etc., everything that says is looking at the duration field is going to be replaced with the duration refined field. And that's what I want. So I'm going to click replace all. It tells me it made 125 replacements. Okay, cool. Click OK. Let's close out of that. And now let me look at this graph again. Now the duration is 0 for 1120 when he was out, which is what it should be. And let's right click on this graph, go to select data. I'll just click OK. No, I'll just cancel out of that. I'll go to my reference and I know where the graph is selecting data from. And this day score here, let's look. This is probably a bad example because there's a lot of stuff going on. And I'm even having trouble. I don't even know if that's the right thing to. Here we go. So this used to be duration. Now it's duration refined. And probably a better example is if I go back to my data viz. All I want to do is not have this formula bar be so big, but it's not letting me change it. So whatever. In this field now, again, it's not looking at duration anymore. It's looking at duration refined, which is what I want. Oh, here we go. Okay. Cool. So that's just a little bit about knowing your data set. We have a new variable. We quickly accommodated for it. Our data viz is now accurate with the duration field. And now let's talk about incorporating multiple teams. Okay. What if you have more than one team, or you added another team or something like that? Well, specific to this dashboard, we designed this in a really smart way with consistency. And that's why I'm very big on consistency of formulae. That's actually the reason why I have this ones column here, although we didn't use it in this tutorial. It could become very powerful. I didn't really want to go through that in this one. Maybe in a later one I will. But essentially, let's make a new team. So player profiles. Okay, we're in our profiles. Right now, we have no sense of a team. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a column to our player profiles, assuming that this team doesn't change for our purposes, and I'm going to title the column team. Okay. Now, each of these players could have a team, and let's give them a team. Let's go with the Toon Squad for Space Jam fans out there, and we'll go with the Monstars. All right. Now we have two different teams. These are all of our players, but they reside on two different teams, and you could have a million players and 50 teams. It doesn't matter. I'm going to copy this and paste it down, and just paste it down so everyone has a team, although it doesn't really matter. All right, all these people have a team. They're either on the Toon Squad or the Monstars. Okay. Now, the next thing that I have to do, once they have a team on their profile, this team, if I want to aggregate something by the team, this is not associated with any data aside from the profile data. So what I need to do now is I need to pull this into this our big hub, our daily monitoring table, just like we did with position a long time ago, right? We have the positions in the profile table, but now the positions are also aligned with the data for each person. So we're going to do the same thing with team. I'm going to click on P, I guess, right click, insert a new column in my calculated columns area, not over by where my data is being collected. I'm going to type in team. And we already did this for a position. I can copy and paste the form. I'm going to do it two ways. I'll do it from scratch, and I'll just do it the easy way. So the easy way is I copy this formula that we have here because we've already done it, and we're looking at the profile table, and I paste it in here. And then I change position to team. Now I have the team for each person for every row. Now if I just want to do this from scratch, maybe I'll just delete some of these. Doesn't really matter. Say equals index. Okay. What do we want? Well, what do we want to put in the cell? That's what the array is. Well, I want the team. So I'm going to type in TBL underscore profile, open square bracket, and I'm going to click on team. I want the team, comma, match, M-A-T-C-H, open parenthesis. I only want the team when it matches certain criteria. So I want the team when whatever this name is here, the at name in this table, when that matches up with, comma, lookup array, which is TBL underscore profile name, close the square bracket, comma 0, which means that it's an exact match, close the parentheses off. I'm saying I want to get the team for the person in my profile table when that name in the profile table matches the name here. And I click enter. All right, now I have the monstars. I'm just going to double click this yeah, fine, whatever. The formatting will be all messed up, but essentially I'm just applying this to every row in my table, and the formatting looks ugly now, but that's fine. And I don't like these arrows. One way that I quickly get rid of it is the one below it. I grab on this crosshair and I just drag it up. There are other ways to do that too, but now I have a team with every person, okay, for this data set. Now, well, that's great. I have a team with everybody, but number one, how do I know what team someone is on? And number two, we're comparing this person's readiness scores when I select team here to the team average. And right now, these formulae have no idea what a team is. So I'm going to do another find replace type of thing. Okay. And the only information that I'm displaying on here that is being compared with a team, or a team average of sorts, is this data here and this data here. Everything else is individual. This is his latest jump height versus his best, latest bench press versus his best. This is bench press over time. This is his data over time. This is his data compared with his max. Okay, so I just need to worry about this data and making sure that when we're looking at these relationships, we're looking at his data compared with his team average. Not everyone inclusive of the Monstars and the Toon Squad, just whatever team Popeye the Sailor is on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm looking for a consistency, and there is one. Okay, after each of my formulae, this is a lot to look at, but I have this phrase here. Okay, and this is what I do this for consistency in case I need to make a replacement. I have it here. I have it after every single one. Every single average ifs includes it. And that's true for that variable. It's true for this variable. Again, with the consistency, it's true for all of these. And it's true for all these training load ones. All the things that I care about, essentially, adding a team to. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, okay? I'm going to take that little piece. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it right here. Don't have to worry about that right now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into any one of these formulae. It doesn't matter. And then on the end of this, I'm going to do comma, TBL underscore daily, open square bracket, team, close square bracket, comma. If the team is equal to, and I'm just going to say whatever's in cell K, K3, okay? And I'm going to lock that in. And I'm going to click enter just to see that the formula still kind of works, okay? But I'm going to remove it now. So I'm going to select all of this up until this comma here, which is the start of what I did here. I'm going to copy this, exit out, I'm going to paste it right here, right beneath it. Now I have two things copied and pasted. And now I'm going to remove this whole team component. Well, actually, first, let's figure out what this is saying. I'm going to say if A11 equals reference A2. So pretty much if this equals team and this equals blank, then I want to get the average of the readiness score for this person's name, A4, name to A4, when the readiness score is not equal to blank. And now I'm saying, and the team that this person's on is equal, and the team is equal to whatever this team is in this cell. And now what I have to do is I have to make this team be equal to the team that this person's on. But anyways, that's a long way of saying all we need to do is copy that, paste it out. I'm going to click enter. So why did I copy this out and why did I copy and paste this out and not do anything with it? It's because I'm going to do a find replace, just like I did before. I'm going to select all the data that I care about, which is right here. Okay, this does not have, all right, so why can I select this, even though it's just about the individual person and not the team? Because this does not include this exact string here. So therefore, if I look for this, when I have this cell selected, it's not going to find it, and it won't replace anything with it. We'll see that in a second. So let me just select all this stuff, okay? I'm going to go find, replace. I know that this is getting a little bit complicated. It's just because I'm talking a lot about nothing. Should have just done it. I'm going to remove that stuff, put a sheet, get options out of here. Doesn't really matter. And then I'm going to copy this, paste it in there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to click on this cell, copy this, paste it in here. That's what I want to replace it with. I'm going to exit out. Now I'm going to select all the data that I care about, which is right here. I'm going to find, replace. Now I'm going to say replace all. It says it made 54 replacements. That's everything in here. And notice now nothing's working. But notice also these didn't change, and they shouldn't. So that's fine. Nothing's working. Well, that's because I told it to get me the readiness score if the team, notice now this team thing is in here for every one of my average ifs. It's here, team is K3, team is K3, keep on going, team is K3, etc. It's not working because there's no team in K3. Okay, so how do I solve that? Well, we've done this a bunch of times in a bunch of different places, and we kind of just did it here. So what I'm going to do is this formula here, this index match formula with the profile data. I am going to do that again. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it in K3, the cell that I'm looking at for team. I'm going to paste the formula in there. Now I'm going to change position to team. And what I'm saying is I'm saying go get the team in this person's profile when this name is equal to the name in their profile. So essentially, I'm getting the team of this person. Okay, I'll click enter. You might have to hold down Control Shift Enter. And it says Toon Squad now. That is Popeye the Sailor's team. Let's check that. I'm going to go in here. Where's Popeye the Sailor? Popeye Sailor. I can't find him. His team is the Toon Squad. So it's pulling in correctly. And now I'm going to go down to my data, and it's back. Okay? We have data, and now instead of looking at all the teams or just everybody in this player profiles data set, now we're only looking at the people, or we're getting the average of the people on the Toon Squad team. And we can quickly actually probably check this if, all right, remember 31.9, okay? I don't know if this is going to work, but remember 31.9. I'm going to change this person to be Toon Squad and change this person to be Toon Squad. Go to data viz, and now it's 31.8. So it is being affected by the number of people on the Toon Squad team. I don't remember who those people were, but I'm going to change them back to the Monstars. And then it should go back to 31.9. It does. All right, so now we've considered team, and all I'm going to do is I'll make this look nice, right? I'll merge and center it, put it on, and maybe I can say, even before the index, I'm going to do a quote, team, colon, space, quote, and then an ampersand. Click enter. Now it says his team, colon, is whatever the team he's on. I'm going to make that bold. All right, I got the band script. That's the name of my thing. That's size 20. You know what? Let's just take this to the next level, right? Why not? Let's conditionally format this cell. What color should the tune squad be? I don't know. Let's just do new rule, format only cells that contain specific text containing tune squad. Oop. And maybe the color is, maybe it's bold, maybe the color is that color. I don't know, and I don't know. The font will be white, I guess. And if I click OK, now it's colored that way. I'm going to do conditional formatting, new rule again. I'm going to use specific cells that contain, and let me say Monstars now. And I'm going to format that, make it bold. I'll do the same thing that I did. I'll make it white. And maybe the background here will be this orange color. I don't know. Okay. All right, and I clicked OK. So now this cell, if I pick someone, let me pick someone else, Queen Elsa. She's also on the Toon Squad, not a good example. Now I pick on SpongeBob, he's on the Monstars. And what's happening now, though, excuse me, is that I just realized I made a mistake. So, and this is good, you know, I didn't realize this. Well, it was an oversight on my end. I'm looking at this cell for the team name. So now that I made this a combined field and I'm not just looking at the team name, all the data is not going to work. So I'm just going to remove this team and part of it. Okay. And now the data is back. There are ways around this. If I didn't merge all of these cells and I said team 4 here and then had the Monstars here, it would have been fine. But so now we have a dynamic field where if I switch teams, if I can find someone on another team, that'll tell me the Toon Squad. And you know, mine as well, I guess while I have you here, just in case you want this, we can kind of go to the next level with this, and we can create a dependent drop-down menu where, you know, maybe this is too many athletes for me to handle. I might want to filter down by team and then just have the athletes to select from be from a certain team. So let's go through that. And I'm sorry if this doesn't work. I'm kind of doing it on the fly. I don't know. So I'm going to select these two cells here. I'm going to right-click, insert, and I'm going to have these cells shift down. And now the first thing that's going to happen is all these arrows are not going to be with the dates. So I'm just going to move them down to here. I think it was down. I don't remember, but in any case, let's move all these down by the dates. Sorry, I'm just gonna have to move some. Oops, just gonna have to move some stuff around first to make it keep on looking nice or semi-nice. Still don't look that nice, but that's okay for me for right now. Maybe I'll just merge this for now. It doesn't really matter for this right now. So yeah, visually things are going to get a little bit messed up, but that's just because I'm demonstrating something. So you know what, maybe I just don't worry about this for now. So let's go back to what we were thinking about. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it up here. And I'm going to say team. You know what, maybe I copy and paste this conditional formatting. So I copied what I have here and I'm going to paste it, the formatting, right here. I'm going to merge this, center it. I'm going to move it to the left, and it's size 16. Fine, I'll make this 16. But now this is going to end up being a drop-down selector for our team. It's not right now. Right now, it's still a thing for players, and I don't even know what will happen if I change players because this is my player selector. But anyways, I'm going to go to my reference sheet. We have names here. That's a unique list of names. I'm going to add in, let's add in 3 columns. I'm going to copy this, paste it here. I'm going to call it teams. And now I'm going to do 2 things. The first is I'm going to copy this formula and paste it here. Instead of getting a unique list of names, I'm going to get a unique list of team. Okay, now I have my team. So if I have 100 teams, I should get 100 rows of different teams. If I have 100 different teams in my profile, I should get 100 different, 100 different teams down here. But this list of players, like if I add, I'm going to add players without teams, okay? Let me just add let me add some people. Johnny Smith, Fred, James Johnson, Shaniqua. I have no idea. Okay, so if I go to this reference list, now my list is longer and I have all these people in here because it automatically updates. And also, so does my dropdown, or it should. All right, so now I have, I'm not sure if you can see that. Let me zoom in. So now when I do this dropdown, I have James Johnson, I have Johnny Smith, I have all these people. If I click on them, weird stuff will happen. And I have Shaniqua there and whatever. So when I go in here now, I'm going to change this formula. Instead of getting all the names, I'm just going to get the name. And now there's a 0 here because these people that I added don't have teams. But anyways, I'm going to say unique if TBL underscore profile team. So if the team in the profile equals, I'm going to go to my data viz, and I'm going to click here. Whatever this is, which is my team selector, I'm going to delete this and put a $sign before the A, $sign before the 4. So if the team in the profile equals whatever team I select, comma, then I want BBL underscore profile name. And I'm going to double close that off, or multiple parentheses to close that off, and click enter. Now I get false. Now why is that? That is because there is not a team selected. There is not a team selected here. And now nothing's gonna work. So if I set this up to be a drop-down menu, or if I just type in a name of my team, I should be fine. So I'm gonna set this up to be another drop-down menu. And it's gonna be dynamic, just like the other one that we created previously. So I'm gonna go to data validation. Should I say no? I want it to be a list for my source, and we're going to do this dynamic drop-down thing that we did in this cell, where we go to our reference, we click on the first team in our list, comma, make sure you're looking here, count A, comma, 0, comma, 0, comma, count A, then I'm going to select the entire column in which my team's list resides, close the parenthesis, -1, close the parenthesis, get out of here, and click OK. Well, that decided it didn't want to work, so let's try that one more time. Equals this. Oh, sorry, I forgot the offset function. So it equals offset, open parenthesis, first team in our list. My apologies about that. Comma, 0, comma, 0, comma, count A, open parenthesis, click on the column I, so it'll say I to I, the column in which my team's list resides, comma, or close a parenthesis, -1, close a parenthesis. Okay, click enter. Now I have all my teams. And now if I select the Monstars, remember we applied our conditional formatting here. Now this list is just going to be the people on the Monstars. So you notice Charlie Brown isn't even on this list anymore. We have, excuse me, we had him selected, and there's nothing that we can really do about that. But now he's not on this list. And if I select Bugs Bunny, he's going to be on the Monstars, Buzz Lightyear. All these people are now people on the Monstars. And if I have someone selected and I change teams, they're going to stay there. But so now I'm going to select the Toon Squad. But now Buzz Lightyear is not on this list, and this is only the people on the Toon Squad. So Charlie Brown, Toon Squad, Eric Cartman, Queen Elsa, all these people are on the Toon Squad. All right, so I don't know why this is a fall. Oh, let me remove my people that I added, these people without teams from my data set. Or actually, let's add. I mean, nothing's going to work, but we might as well. Let's call them the troopers. Let's call them the troopers, right? Just to gain more sense of how this works. Now, if I go to my reference, we got the troopers as a team. If I go to my data viz, I can select the troopers. And when I go here, I got my people on the troopers, but nothing's going to happen if I select them. It's just going to all get screwed up because they don't have any information about themselves. But in any case, I'm going back to the Monstars. Now this list is the Monstars people, and I'm going to go to my player profiles. I'm going to remove these people. They're gone. The team is gone. So now when I go to my teams, I just have these two teams that I had to begin with. And again, it'll still filter down to the list of the people on the Toon Squad. Not sure why this false is happening, but I don't really know a way around it right now. So this was a longer video than it needed to be, but hopefully it gave you a sense for, okay, we can include a team. We got data updating for the person's team. We can even filter by team to get the people only on that team that we're interested in. And everything will still work. And we also talked about, knowing our data set and accommodating for that. So I hope this video was helpful. And yeah, I'm going to remove this stuff now because it's not visually appealing. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one if there's another advanced installment here. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions.